because then it'll like slowly get cut down by one.
If politician cannot
They
win,
can also choose to not fight. And they like,
no, you gotta beat the tiger and then you can.
I want to see what it is.
let's see. Joe Biden versus Hillary Clinton. That would be
Like a boxing ring.
I was probably
Yeah.
Come
on,
on,
that's the first time.
Hillary would win.
Yeah, I got
It was right after
I put my money on
I
Hillary.
got my money in Hillary.
I bet Hillary would.
Yeah.
Eight.
Hillary versus Joe. You're lying.
Andy, yeah, gotcha.
I want to see Marcus
Ben.
versus Joe Biden.
Anthony, yeah, Baez, gotcha. Maya, yeah. Jasmine, yes. Michaela, yes. Rose, yes. Mason, got you. Evan, no. Isaiah, Michaela, Lucy, Kayla, Joshua, Morgan.
They used to do it back in the Roman days. Why not?
Okay, so why
Like
is
a man's
this
assignment like a big part in how you want
the assignment is like
You think Trump would be like, stop the fight?
this is rigged, this is not fair to me.
His boxing rings or
His
his boxing gloves are heavier than mine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today you are going to spend a bunch of time practicing on binary ionic compounds, including playing a little bit of ionic compound craps today. We'll show you, okay? Tomorrow you have a quiz, okay? While you are working today, I will give you back your test today. You need, if you want to do a retake, if you got under a 70% on your test and you want to do a retake, you need to start by doing corrections. Let me know when you want to do it. Bring me the sheet so that I can look it over, make sure your corrections are done and correct. And then I will let you take the retake, ladies and gentlemen. So, yep, that's what I said. Yes, good. So we're going to start out, though, with your pair deck. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the first question of your pair deck. Name the following compound. So write your response. Name the following compound. Take out your periodic tables if you haven't already. You're going to need them every day for this entire unit, ladies and gentlemen, unless you have the periodic table memorized.
I totally do.
Do you?
Yeah.
What's element 112?
Yeah, I don't know the numbers.
Oh, okay. You just have it memorized.
Yeah.
I don't have the full thing memorized, but that's really.
So what's TC?
TC.
Tungsten.
No, it sounds
Tungsten
like
is W, sorry. Technetium.
Yeah, but that's like an irrelevant one that no one cares about.
Oh, you're right. What's AT?
That's also irrelevant.
That's astatine. There is no element irrelevant up there.
So they're all irrelevant.
Ooh. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you please get a charging block? Swipe with.
Can I pretty please with the cherry on top get one too?
Sorry, if we put cherries on top of these, I will never get them back.
Just keep it forever then?
No.
That's such a. They need to make different sizes for these.
Hayden, did you get an email from Miss Matthews?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you doing it?
Yes, ma'am. You gonna talk?
Yeah.
Oh, you're the one talking?
Yeah, I don't know why she asked me, so I'm the worst driver here. But, you know. She don't need it.
Okay, real quick. What should all binary ionic compounds end in, ladies and gentlemen? IDE. IDE. If you're putting an ITE or an ATE, you are writing a totally different compound. There are compounds that end in ATE and ITE. They are very different than ones that end in IDE. So please make sure when you're changing the ending on these, you're changing them to IDE, not anything else. Tomorrow we will talk about ones that end in ATE and ITE. So, Dante, what's the name?
Magnesium phosphide.
Magnesium phosphide, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, again, I will accept minor spelling errors when you do naming, okay? Minor spelling errors. But since you're going to be writing these out, you better make sure you write them so that I can read them, okay? And by the way, a minor spelling error is not, you know what, I forgot to change the ending on, or I misspelled the ending on sodium chloride to sodium chlorine. Sorry, you didn't change the ending on the name. Okay? And if you change the ending to ITE or ATE, they will be wrong because you have accidentally named another compound. Okay? All right. Now, I don't know if you can make subscripts with your computers, with this program. So if you can't, you can simply do a formula like X3Y2. Okay? Because I don't know if it will let you actually do these subscripts and superscripts like we were talking about. So gallium nitride, ladies and gentlemen, write me a formula for gallium nitride. If you do not have to do subscripts, you don't have to put ones in here. Okay? So if you don't have to do subscripts, you should be able to write out the name. But if you need to put a subscript in, that might be the only way you can do it for this particular program. Good morning, Isaiah.
Late.
Hey, that's my line. You're late, Isaiah. Do you have a pass or no, sir? Okay, thank you. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for gallium, gallium is number 31 on your periodic table. Nitride comes from what element? Nitrogen is number 7 on your periodic table, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you will eventually learn where these go. Now, with this one, we have to be careful. Because when you end up doing the crisscross method, you will get a charge of 0. Absolutely. But be careful because what must you do with this one? The 3's cancel out and you need to reduce them. Okay, please reduce them. So your compound should be GAN, lowercase a. I will tell you this, if you do tomorrow on the quiz, when you are writing out your formulas, if you put a capital A in there, I will mark that wrong. If you do not capitalize the G in there, I will mark it wrong. Only one way to write these. That's the way. And even I, who love to write all in capitals, have to adjust when it comes to symbols. Yes.
I won't be here tomorrow, so can I make up my quiz like in class Monday?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Other questions? All right. Lead 4 sulfide. Now, we didn't do this yet. I haven't formally introduced this, but when you see a Roman numeral, this is a Roman numeral. What is it the Roman numeral for? 4. When you see a Roman numeral, ladies and gentlemen, that Roman numeral is going to tell you the charge on that metal. Okay? So because lead is an element that can have a +2 or a +4 charge, they have to tell you which one it is when you write the compound. And that is how they do it, ladies and gentlemen. They put in parentheses the Roman numeral. If you get to a test and you don't know what number that Roman numeral is, please raise your hand, call me over, and I will tell you what it is. Okay? Now that you know what it is, you should be able to write a formula for this, ladies and gentlemen. And again, thank you for writing them, even though we cannot make those subscripts. Okay? So make sure that we are taking out the plus and minus charge after we do the crisscross method. And then make sure, if it is possible to reduce them, you are reducing them. So.
take a view of.
Symbol for lead in charge, Michaela. PB plus 4. Symbol in charge for sulfide. What does it come from? What would it be? Declan. Oh, wait, I wrote the wrong number here. Sorry. Plus 4. Okay, sulfide comes from what? What's the charge on sulfur? What? What?
3.
What?
2.
Am I looking at the right one?
Probably not.
Oh wait, yeah, no, 2.
Minus 2. Crisscross method says take that 2, bring it down by the PB, take that 4, bring it down by the S. So that ends up PB2, S4. But what can we do with the 2 and the 4 here, ladies and gentlemen? This can be reduced. So when you can reduce them, you have to reduce them. And that ends up PbS2. That is the formula that we get from this. Michaela, question? Go ahead.
Why do they crisscross?
They crisscross because it's the way we will guarantee that the total charge on the compound is 0. It's basically a cross multiplication trick. Because lead is plus 4, and because sulfur is minus 2, by taking and making 2 of the leads at a plus 4, that will be a plus 8. By having 4 of the negative 2s, that will be a minus 8. Therefore, that guarantees to get us a charge of 0 on the compound every time. Never fails. And that's what we have to get, is a charge of 0 on the compound. Okay? So that is the way that we can do it. Now again, maybe later on you will realize, you will learn that, okay, if it's a negative 2 and a 2, I don't need anything because those total out to 0 right away. Absolutely fine. You understand what I'm saying there? Then we don't, maybe you will get away from having to do the crisscross method, but it's the easiest way to begin teaching these. Okay? But the one thing that the crisscross method does let us down on is ionic compounds, because there is an infinite number of ways to write the combination so that they have a charge of 0, have to be in lowest terms. They have to be in lowest terms. So that way there's only one way to write the compound. Okay? So after we do the crisscross method, to assure ourselves a charge of 0, we have to reduce them if possible. Great question. Others? Okay, so the crisscross method gets us a charge of 0. Reducing it puts it into lowest terms. That's the proper way to write them. Questions? Okay, so there is your answer. Name the following compound. K4C.
Only if there's some chlorine in the middle. I don't think you can have
Please be careful, ladies and gentlemen. Check your spelling. Has to end in IDE. Has to end in IDE. You cannot just put carbon down. Okay? Cannot just put carbon down. Has to end in IDE. So what is K? C is carbon. We already said that. What would carbon become in a compound? Carbide. Potassium carbide. Okay? Potassium carbide. ZnF2. Name it.
Santa Claus. Abraham Lincoln was not real.
All right.
There's no.
So ZN, what's ZN?
Zinc.
Zinc, F,
Fluoride.
fluorine, which becomes fluoride. Very good. Zinc fluoride. Good, 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 good. Sorry. Questions?
No.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I would like to point out to you here, one of the things that I would like to let you know, again, we said it before, the middle section of the periodic table, 3 through 12, there's only two elements in there that we absolutely certainly know the charge of. What are they? Silver and zinc. Those are the only two that I've given you. Those are the only two. And to be honest, some of those things we will never write compounds with. Okay? We just don't write compounds with them. They're not very common. It doesn't mean we can't. We can write the compound, the binary ionic compound of anything as long as you know the symbol and the charge for it. Okay? Non-metals, they don't ever change charge. They're easy. Oxygen, always a -2. Chlorine, always a -1. Carbon, always a -4. Those don't change. But some of the metals do. And again, when we give you a name of a metal, so we will do iron. Ooh, that is way too thick. Oh, wait a minute. Naturally. All right, let's do this. So when we do iron, 3 oxide, you should be able to write a formula for that. Okay? We would do Fe. What would be the charge? +3. This Roman numeral right here tells you the charge on the metal. You will only see a Roman numeral after a metal if it is in that middle section or if it is tin or lead. Okay? We don't put a Roman numeral after aluminum. Why? Because we know aluminum is always a +3. Never anything other than that. Okay? Oxide comes from what element? Which is a -2. Thank you. You're correct, but I was going for the charge there. So now when we do the crisscross method, ladies and gentlemen, what does our formula become? No, not applesauce. If you can't give me the answer, just come on. What would the answer be? Fe what? O3. Now that is a different compound from iron 2 oxide. Iron 2 oxide would be Fe, but instead of a +3 charge, it's going to have a +2. Oxygen is still going to be a -2. Crisscross method. What is our formula? FeO. If you're wondering what happened to the 2's, it was Fe2O2. We can then reduce both of those by 2. So FeO is correct. This is a different compound from this. Now, what I will not make you do, ladies and gentlemen, is I will not give you this formula and expect you to write a name with a Roman numeral unless I specifically tell you there has to be one. Unless I specifically tell you there has to be one. Okay? Questions? So if I do that, ladies and gentlemen, we have to do something that is working backwards. Let me explain what I mean by that, ladies and gentlemen. So this compound has to be written with a Roman numeral. The question is, which one is it? Okay? Well, here's what we know. We know that there are 7 oxygens, correct? What is the charge of every oxygen? -2. So that means that this oxygen has to have a charge of -14 total, correct? So what does the charge of the Cr have to be? The total charge. To make what is the total charge on any ionic compound? 0. So what would have to be the total charge of the metal to balance off that -14 of the oxygen? +14, right? How many chromiums are here? So what number times 2 gives us a +14? That's how you find the charge. So now the name would be chromium 7 oxide. Okay? Chromium 7 oxide. Questions?
That was not a question, dude.
Now, I can tell you this. I will not make you do these on a test. I will not make you write the name of one with a Roman numeral in it. I may give you one with a name with a Roman numeral in it and ask you to write a formula, but I will not go the other way with you. Questions? Now, on this one, you're sitting there and you may be thinking, well, why didn't we just undo the crisscross method? Right? Making this a -2, this a +7. That's the way it worked out, correct? And we can do that sometimes, but we have to be careful. Okay, SNO. All right. If we undid the crisscross method, what would that mean the charge of SN is? 1 right now, right? But is the charge of oxygen a -1? No. So what is the charge of oxygen here? We know there's one of them. What's its charge? That never changes. So therefore, the total charge here has to be a -2. So what has to be the total charge on the tin? +2. How many of them are here? So what is each one? +2. If we ended up reducing it, we can't just uncrisscross them. Okay? We cannot just uncrisscross them. Questions? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Then here is what we are going to do, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to play some chemical craps this morning. At each station in the back, there are a set of die. You are going to go to a station as a group of 4, group of 3, equally divide out at the stations. You are going to roll the die. And then you are going to write the compound that you get from rolling the die. There is a cation on one, there is an anion on the other. When you roll it, the combination you get, you are going to do 2 things for it at your table. One person will write the formula, one person will write the name. Okay? As a group, you need to have 3 different compounds at your table. Now, each person can take a turn writing a name or a formula. When we switch, then you can go to a different station, and if you wrote a name at one, write a formula at the other. Everything that you need, ladies and gentlemen, is at your station or up here, because here we have our wonderful markers for writing on the tabletop. When you get your 3 compounds, ladies and gentlemen, call me over. I will check them, and if they're right, then you're going to move to a different station. Okay? I got you new erasers, ladies and gentlemen. These are the new erasers. Why? Because I can take these home and wash them better than the sponges. I threw them out because they were just disgusting. Okay? So come up, grab yourself an eraser. Bring it to your station if you need it. Now, hold on 1 second. When you get here, ladies and gentlemen, try not to put your hands on the face of the dies where the writing is. Try to hold them by the edges, take them, roll them out there. You've got a compound now, write the name and the formula for that compound. Once you get 3 done, if you roll the same thing, Roll one of them over again or roll them both over again. I don't care. You need 3 different compounds. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I don't care where you go. I don't care what station you go to.
I don't know.
Just remember, you will get thrown out of the casino if your dice hit the floor, ladies and gentlemen. So keep them on the table. Keep them on the table.
Is it like an actual rule?
Yeah, in Vegas, yes. You will get thrown out of the casino if you throw the dice on the floor. Oh, wait. We need a little.
Dude, wait, the marker touched the floor.
Dude, if your money hits the floor in Vegas, they don't care. They do care if their dice hit the floor.
Oh, so like you don't replace it with
By the way, if you grab a eraser, ladies and gentlemen, ring it out because you do not need it to be incredibly soaking wet. You just need it to be a little wet. So there's a lot of water, it's going to make a mess.
It says Colin. We have a resident.
Do you have an
I'll
eraser?
write the thing.
No, yes, no.
The name.
Wait,
No, yes, no. Eraser.
Ask Adam.
I'm just asking somebody if they want to. Do you guys have an eraser? Do you guys have an eraser? Hang on one second. Hey,
we all just
who's got 2 erasers at their table?
Yes.
One. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, your question, Anthony. You should write down the name and the compound. Yes. The name and the formula. Yes.
So that you
And then what after the sugar? What do you do after this?
we wrote the name for it too.
Well, you would write the symbol with the charge for the potassium, the symbol and the charge for the other non-metal, and then you would do the
then you
That wrong.
they don't have
What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it, Declan?
I'm telling
Thank you, Declan. Nice job. I know that is not how we write a lowercase a. I don't care how you write your A's. You need to write it the way it's proper. No, you cannot. I can't do that. You can't do that. Okay, how do you have BRLI? Guys, what one always goes first? The one. The metal. Why are you putting the non-metal first?
Alright, let's.
Metals always have one charge.
Now, you know which one is which.
Did we write the names for them too?
Yes, yes. You have to write.
Oh wait, we need to ask her.
You told us.
By the way, you all don't have to write each one, okay?
Oh.
You all don't have to write each one.
We just copied what they did and they were all.
Yeah, I already said you guys have to ask.
This is how it
I do that.
And then you never take advice from.
How we doing?
I'm in the
Oh my gosh.
We're on our second.
Okay.
I do.
Okay,
No, I
what's the
remember.
name of that? Good, 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 good,
I
good,
saw
good,
him
good.
give me the stick guy when I walked in.
So that's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Eventually, like, walked in, I got it.
Your friend can do a lot better.
Thank you.
The ginger is like
No, I didn't.
do a lot better. Pleasant.
That's not formula.
I like this.
That is the ion formula would be NGCl.
What?
NGCl2 formula. The way we've been writing it, the way we've been doing it. Let's go. Yes, sir.
Gallium.
Yes, it does. Now write a formula for it.
All right, hold on.
Oh shit.
There's F in on it.
Okay, where's your first one?
Oh,
You need to leave it there so I can come and check. No, I can't. Sorry.
now that.
Yes.
That is not how you write name.
Why did you
Reach it.
Little A.
Oh my
That's
good.
not that.
Lithium bromide. Good. Where's the formula for calcium bromide?
Dude, you're not gonna make it as a
All right, let's see what we got.
Hey!
No idea what that is.
Oh my god.
Aluminum what? Aluminum.
I just remember.
All right, let's see your three.
You already checked on yours.
Okay, could you leave them at the table just in case? So you got all three done?
I did too, you got
Good,
as well.
good, good, good.
Was that a freshman?
Got them all done?
He said that nothing comes. Like he said that
Okay. I'll get your last one. Good. Who's doing them at the next table?
This is the game, the whole step. You're waiting on the top, I'm really tight.
Okay, so you got the first one at the next table, you got the second one at the next table, you got the third one at the next table. Good, that seems fair. Oh. At the next table. Good. Erase what you got at your table and switch to a different table. Let's go. Erase what you got, switch to a different table. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Don't say that, come erase yourself.
Hey, don't take it.
Take your markers with you. You can leave the erasers there. Take the markers with you though.
Do we keep this or do we divide by two?
Don't say to do that.
that's right.
Okay, but now remember, look at your chart. There's one right there. That's where you got it there.
Yeah, I did. Your fingers back. I did. I didn't realize it was him. That's true.
You did not try it.
He just oh wait, no, he already did it.
Dude, I'm just stretching.
No, you ain't gonna do three.
Or a group. I don't want to group with them.
Then you should have gone to the same table they were playing at.
We were here.
No, actually, I think you guys all kind of moved over here together.
Mr. Brad, how about you know?
You gotta wait, I got two people on right now. As soon as one gets back, then you can go.
They got it. No.
Bro, no. Dude, wait, hold on, wait.
No.
Dude,
That's so.
Mr. Brad, I might be the
Hey, keep it on the table.
Mr. Brad, I might be the best gambler because I just got and I tried
5 times.
like 3 times. Every time I would roll.
So you crapped out 3 times in a row and you think you're the best gambler?
No. I'd be the best at
What was
being
it?
the worst.
Could be, could be.
We are. That's what it's supposed to be.
Definitely.
Yes.
Knock it off.
Okay, I'll knock it off.
Could be in
Hey!
Hey!
She's kicked out.
Kicked out.
Kicked out the
I'll kick
casino.
You
that.
owe the house $10.
You're funny.
Then keep it on the table.
Funny.
Hey, breaking glass is allowed.
Vegas got to
It's out breaking glass that one time.
keep it on the table, KP.
I already watched it.
That's what you.
You can't sweat.
Mr. Brad, when we see it ends.
That was me over there.
No, that's what I'm saying. Be careful. You do that crisscross. You need to drop them down. That's
Yeah.
one that you're not going to be correct.
Mr. Brad,
Mr. Flan.
Yeah. Or have to-
I got it. Yeah. The song is out.
Jacob still
Yeah. I think they'll probably think about it.
Well, I
She works nights.
I've been in math too, because we had a test yesterday and I was like, "What's your grade?" No.
Dude, that might be her.
Bro, I would not be shocked. I remember she used to come to work high like every day. I feel
Okay, blame it on the fact that Morgan's hoarding the eraser.
I'm gonna
like remember the song. Like I wanted to get down.
There's no free.
Write the charges and then do the crisscross.
Right.
Need to get the
get out of my head.
Get out of it. Don't put the 3 down there.
Teacher.
Now do the crisscross.
Crisscross apple.
So you write it down below where your hand is. You seen that video? It's number goes by the AL. Crisscross method. Don't keep shouting numbers at me. It was a crisscross method. Please say crisscross method like we've been showing you. That's not crisscross. Okay, maybe your pencil. Crisscross method says you are about to take the charge from up above. And you are going to crisscross them, meaning this charge up here crisscrosses and becomes the number by the end. This number here crisscrosses. That's what I'm telling you. You took and you started to write a 3 down there by the AL. That is not a 3. That's what I'm Okay, then I jumped the gun on that one. 2, 0, 1, but we never write ones. We also don't write positives and negatives, so that comes down to bringing them down. Tell me what that formula is. AL1. Now, why are you writing it up there? Well, crisscross this number from up here and bring it down here. This number from up here and bring it down here. Where's the plus and minus? Now, can you reduce the 2 and 3? Can they be divided by a number and made smaller? You're good. And that's your formula. And that's what you do every single time. Crisscross and then check to see if you can read it.
Alright, switch one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Clean up your station and switch one more time. Go to somewhere you haven't gone to.
They can erase that after us.
No. Erase your station. Excellent.
Young man.
Well, the erasers stay anyway. You just took it again.
No, it's from this one.
Put it here. Put your erasers back, ladies and gentlemen. Who took ladies who's here?
Okay, there's 2 of them over here. So.
Michaela, Morgan, Jasmine, where's the eraser that was here? Put that one back over there where you just took it from. Or is there 2 over there? Thank you very much. Good. Good.
Yellow.
Yes, because you're giving me reason.
Is there M? Is there M?
Nitrogen. Yeah, that is actually. So I have to do this one. I have to do this one. That's all. Don't give me the answer.
Oh my God.
Copper.
Oh, I thought you were going to
Copper. See you. What? Not a compound.
It's the same, you just can't.
Okay, guys, which one has to be written first?
The what?
Which one has to be written first?
The metal, which one is the metal?
Oh.
What?
Nope.
That's what CU is.
No, it's trying to get some of the water off the table.
Over here. Quick corner.
Copper.
I have it right here.
You don't get the joke. You're not like us. Guys,
Good.
Why did I have it like that? Okay.
it's not for No, my nose powers went away. I get it. Whatever. They're weighted dice.
Oh my god.
Mr. Graham. I don't know if I'm ready. I'm not ready.
I had those notes.
Only you get some.
Oh my god, that's not good. That's not good. Here's my name. I forgot to get
Copper.
it is. And then like, actually someone said, shut the fuck up now. It's not even ointment. Anyways.
Oh, like, is that what PB stands for? Peanut butter?
So, I was like,
I'm actually.
and he likes it. It's okay.
Your what?
Dude, does your dad only buy you guys? Does your dad only buy you guys from Marshalls?
Why did you choose to this one?
Isn't that like the green one? Dude, if I ever see a German Shepherd, I'm gonna
It was, but it was crazy because
Dante, you should look at the homework. Because
They call me
Like in the.
Mr. Graham.
They're all supposed to have.
what is this called again? Sharks?
Why do you
Oil like wraps?
Why do you wear like?
I don't like somebody.
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
What do you
Done
mean?
this, man.
Mr. President.
What is he? What's like almost like?
You can't show now.
This part. What's wrong with it? Yeah. Why? You don't use a capital A.
Oh.
There you go.
the Alfred.
I have to go see
Good. Clean your table up, go work on your homework.
I'm all set.
I'm telling you.
Now we'll see how well you do on the quiz tomorrow.
Yes.
My mommy said I couldn't do homework or else she'll give me a heart attack.
Good, good.
Homework. Do you wish yours to have good
Clean your table.
Worksheet they gave you yesterday.
What he said.
It's in Google Classroom. Binary ionic compound worksheet.
So I'm gonna work this after the bus.
Yes, please.
There's a lot of oxide.
What is?
Get out of my head. The water afterwards.
Yeah. Well, it was cool because like, you can see it come out. I hope that we have that one stuff for
Where's bromine?
What's up, bro? Isn't it VR? It's in the first. It's in the -1 round.
What was that?
So, is
I just
today?
woke
Are
up
we
and
like,
Netflix like.
let me just check my Google Classroom. I don't know if we're gonna do costumes today.
God,
I just want to shoot them
You gotta like figure out the phrase, so I would like.
I don't know. I kind of want to do costumes today. Just to wear those shorts. My feet hurt.
Someone's leaving in their periodic table. That may not be the greatest idea in the world since it has notes on it.
I am period out. You are period out.
Grading portion.
Oh, okay. What is it?
Binary ionic compound worksheet, ladies and gentlemen, is due by the end of the day today. If you have questions on it, raise your hand, call me over. I will be happy to come over and assist you. $29 on your periodic table if you're looking for CU.
Bro, Caden, you were right. Yesterday, I saw him at the school, and he actually sounded normal. I was like,
He's not geeking.
yeah, that's what I said. I was like, why you always talk like this in first hour? He's like, I'm not a morning person.
When do I talk like that in first hour?
No, not you, him.
He always does that.
That's
Oh
pretty
my
good.
god.
I get here at 7:05.
It's 1 to 7 on Saturday.
That's all
We're
it
behind you guys. Thank you very much.
No.
Yes. Which one?
Okay, aluminum sulfide.
Now, these have to
I'm
have
gonna
a
just
charge.
simply die.
Okay. So, look, hey, in the box. Nope, in the box.
Yes.
In the box. In the box. In the box.
Okay, please listen, ladies and gentlemen. There is a section on your homework where you have to write a formula with a Roman numeral in it. You have to write a formula with a Roman numeral in it. So the first one in there, ladies and gentlemen, is COCl, correct? Yes? COCl. The only way to do this, ladies and gentlemen, and I tell you, these need a Roman numeral. The only way to do this is, how many Cl's are here? In this compound, how many? One. What is the charge always on chlorine? -1. So you have to begin with your nonmetal. Why? Because we know what their charge is. So therefore, the total charge on chlorine is -1. The total charge on a compound is always 0. So what does the charge on the cobalt have to be to balance off this -1? Has to be a +1. How many cobalts are in the compound? 1. So 1 times what number gives you a +1? +1. So now when we name this cobalt, and we use the Roman numeral for 1, which is a capital I or the letter L, lowercase, should do capital I. And then you finish it off with, what is Cl? Chlorine, which becomes chloride. So the only thing we have to do in these is add this Roman numeral, but we have to figure out the charge. We have to find the charge. Again, up on the front desk here, there is scratch paper. Come up and take it if you need it. But I don't know how you could do this in your head. You almost need to write this out and figure it out. The same way if you're writing a compound. I don't expect you to be able to do it all in your head. If you need to write it on a sheet of paper, Go ahead and do it there first. Questions? All right. Keep working, ladies and gentlemen. If you have questions, call me over. I will be happy to help you as soon as I'm done doing laundry.
See that? Yes. So you're either going to be doing a formula or writing it. All right, let's see if there's any left. Mr. Mango. How are you, Mr. No.
Take sociology.
I already have.
What do you?
Yeah. Perfect class. So a formula just.
I love that show.
So on each you're either going to be writing a formula or you're going to be writing. You're welcome.
I'm good for body culture.
Okay. So you've got 5. Just that means you have to have a positive sign over here, right? There are 2 of them here, so what is the charge? There's just 1. Well, there's 2 of them in the compound. So we always take the number in the compound times the charge. And when we get this ready, then we know that we know that there are 2 of them.
Oh, you're on the
So now, write the name of CR. CR. Now, afterwards we put Roman numerals into charge. That's how we handle ones where we don't know their charge based on whether they have to take that. If we know their charge based on where they're at on the ground, we don't have to write it. We only do that for ones that could have multiple charge. Anything in here except zinc and silver, and then technically we do it for tin and lead as well. Why? Because tin and lead could be a +4 or a +2. Okay? Oh, Chuck, it's it'll get you really good at it.
Sorry, but.
I should be able to teach on that. Yes, you should. Okay. Again, you're gonna need a sheet of paper to do this.
No.
Okay. So again, right before.
Jimmy said you would take this one.
Wait, I just.
Where are you?
Okay. Now.
Yeah, you tried.
What is the charge of oxygen? What is the reason I do that is how much we have one. No. What I'm saying is if you have one -2 charge, how much charge? Yeah. So you multiply. Now, we know the total charge on the compound has to be. So what would the iron have to have for a total charge? 2. So we now work backwards, right? +2. Now, plus for sure. Okay, how many irons? 1 then. So now the question is, what charge would that one iron have to have to give us a total of +2? 2. You just figured out what the charge of iron is. Okay? So we're working it backwards from what we used to do. Okay? What's your question?
Oh my God! Geniuses! They're trying to use that live. Do your work. I don't have to.
What's the charge of area? What is that? What is the total charge on the metal? Positive. So put that under the iron. Now, how many irons? There's only one iron in there. The total charge needs to be a +2. What is the charge of that iron?
So we just find the
Well, we find out the total charge for the non-metal. And then that's going to be the same as the total charge for the metal. But remember, total charge is dependent on how many there are and where the charge is. But that's why. Sure. Okay, which one? Okay, so let's do this. Start with oxygen. What's the charge of which one? Okay, so now we know the name. And then we go walk. I don't know my name. Good. Look at that. It's 14, right? We go on.
It's not. Oh, wait, no, I have to get it. Sixth grade.
Each time, that's all we do. That's how we find that chart. Come on, Mason. Do I need to bring paper with you?
I need to find some evidence.
Okay, non-metals always one chart.
You're an over. That's Are you sorry about that?
Oh.
I don't care.
Okay, you want to know?
But you better, we better worry.
Hold on.
I don't. This is
I got it.
I forgot. Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Hello, Michaela. Michaela, we're gonna put you next door right away, taking your test, because we gotta get that done. So, grab your periodic table, take your backpack, set it on the counter over there, put your phone in it, grab your periodic table and a calculator. Dude, I have Mr. Dunstrom in. Which one? Dude, I have Mr. Dunstrom during the Kylie Strauss.
Do you know where the party is?
Yeah.
You know the hallway that goes down? She's in like a very end of that hall.
She knows it. Okay, well, I have her last.
I've never met her name back. She threatened to fail someone. Like that was.
It'd be really funny if I could get my classroom. I'll tell you if I can.
Yeah, let me know.
What do you think?
Right? You used to look at me today. Did you think you're straight? Hey.
Straight on the high school arrow. Exactly. Wait, I don't know.
So you have. It does count.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's not there.
Oh my god. Great minds think alike.
Have you seen
Why are you? I just thrown it in there. A bunch of extra classes. So you either put it there, or you kind of just like money back. I don't I think I'm gonna say I've already taken that class. Oh, okay.
You wrote it, so
My other book is less relevant.
Well, no, if you did not, you have to keep those triggers.
why is that one assignment or just no
Don't do.
How do you feel about this? If you ever
Joshua.
They're like, we need more.
Oh, just for a grant. That's not what I meant.
Well, that's where I took off.
This is worth 11 points.
Well, that's right.
Okay. Evan.
Or just not.
Sophia. Caleb Powers. All right, Casey, hand me your test.
Oh, I put it on your desk.
Thank you. They're yours now, yes. Again, if you need to do a retake on the test, now you have them back. Now you can start making corrections to them. And then we can do them.
It makes sense.